Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be looking at Gauntlet for the Tiger Electronics games. And you know, it's only because that recent announcement, and I just did a video on that as well, about, you know, them bringing these things back. And I know there's a lot of people that really don't like these things. I think it's kind of divided. I mean, there's people that just love them, and then there's people that hate them. And you know, I understand why people hate these things. First of all, look at the size of it. You get one game, and that's about it. And the games are very simple. But, you know, it's like the Game & Watch style games. I mean, what are you going to expect from something like this? And I think the other thing that people didn't like about these things was they seemed to just jump on every bandwagon out there, that anything that became popular, any franchise that came out, you know, from like just popular Nintendo titles like Paperboy or Castlevania or wherever, and, you know, Gauntlet, and, you know, I have a few more. I have one that's Karnov, and the other one is Mega Man 2. So, you know, I kind of went for these kind of titles when I was picking these things off the shelf. And, you know, for the price you paid, I think, you know, here in Canada, I think these things were like 20 bucks or something like that. I didn't pay a lot for these ones, or the ones I have. I bought these like literally on some kind of like clearance when these things were like already done, and there was a Toys R Us that had them. Actually, this one Toys R Us that I used to go to, it had a lot of old stuff still kicking around, and these were the, you know, ones they still had on the shelves, and they were marked down considerably. So I think I paid like under 10 bucks for these things. But anyways, I think they're pretty fun, and you know, I like the graphics. Like, you could really see they put a lot of work into, like, you know, the artwork. They didn't just, you know, put Gauntlet at the top and just leave it all white. They put the graphics in there. You know, the background is all there. And that's what they had to do for these things. They had to get creative with the backgrounds, because as far as like actual graphics are concerned, it's just whatever the lights or whatever the LCD thing is on the screen, right? Just like a calculator in a sense. So they you know, they had to get a little bit creative. It kind of takes you back to like the original systems like the Odyssey, where you had to put like overlays over top of your TV, or the Vectrex, where you also had to put an overlay over it just to get some kind of color and background. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I always found them fascinating. These were your cheap alternatives to the Game Boy back then when you didn't have a Game Boy. I even remember going and you know, going on school trips, and everybody passing theirs around to people to like try them out. Anyways, let's check out Gauntlet. So it's got your typical, it's got your four-way, kind of your D-pad. Then it's got the pick, attack, bomb, and key. Now, it's been a while since I actually played this. There's your little guy right there. I have to put the light on in my camera for you to actually see it. Otherwise, it would just be too dark. So there might be a little bit of a glowing orb that shouldn't be there. But I'm going to make the best of this and see if I could play it. So from what I gathered, and I think I might still have the instructions somewhere, but I'd have to really search for them. But there's two modes here. There's one where he's wearing an actual like armor, it looks like, and one that he's not. So I'm assuming it's just different skill levels. It doesn't actually say anywhere on the screen what it is. So yeah. Anyway, I'm assuming that just means you have better armor. So let's just go with that. So I'm gonna hit start, and it's got that typical sound. Now all of these had that sound. There was nothing special about this one. You know, the sound was like that. It was just, oh, I think I'm getting killed by things. I'm going to try and hold it so there's not so much glare. It's really difficult because of the lighting on these things. You know, that's probably also part of the downside to these things, was if you were not in a well-lit environment. Oh, there's a key, I think. You have to pick it up. If you were not in a well-lit environment, these things were like, you couldn't see. You couldn't see anything. Just like the original Game Boy, if you were, you know, if you were in any area where there's not like a lot of light, you weren't going to see anything. Okay, I used the key on the door there. Of course, also the limited graphics with the background scenery. You can see how there's like walls and stuff all over the place. Some of them represent a door and some of them represent a wall. Some need to use the bomb. Yeah, it's a little bit but otherwise, I mean, I think this has quite a bit going on. I mean, I like how you feel like you're kind of in a three-dimensional environment, and you know, this is entirely 2D, so you know, they did a pretty good job with this one. And I thought, you know, when I used to pick these things out too, I would always look at the game and see what it had to offer. You know, how many levels it had, or, you know, what it allowed you to do. And this one just seemed like it had a full-on adventure to it. You know, you're going around, crawling the dungeons, attacking things. You get to pick up things like medicine and keys and axes and stuff like that. I just thought this had a lot to offer. It was this one and Mega Man 2 that I decided to pick up. And, oh, I just walked by a key. And Karnov, I think I just picked up because I just wanted to try it out. Oh, I gotta pick it up. Sorry. Gotta remember, there's your pick and attack. So the pick is to actually pick something up. First I thought it was like pick as in pickaxe or pick a lock or something. But it's actually pick up. And then if you want to attack, you gotta use that attack button. And then if you want to use your key, you gotta do that. And your bomb, you gotta do that. Okay, so it looks like I made it to level 2 somehow, but I think I died. There's not much to this game, obviously. I mean, comparing to like actual games you'd play on your Game Boy, but I think for this one, it was pretty good. Like I tried, I think it was Double Dragon. My friend had, and I mean, it was okay. I just found it was a little boring. That you just kind of walked from one end to the other, and then you just had, like, there really wasn't any graphics on the screen. It was literally just a blank screen behind it. Like, this has all those graphics I was telling you about. You know, it's got all the you know, that nice graphic in the background, and you can see the distance stuff. You know, I don't think the Double Dragon one had any of that stuff. All the graphics were what came out of the LCD. Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to play and hold this at the same time, so as you can see, I'm not doing too well. I think I'm supposed to use a key. There we are. Gotta look for those items. But I think overall, I mean, it does a good attempt at trying to play something like Gauntlet. I mean, the game itself, obviously, it's not going to be as, you know, as many monsters coming after you as it would in real Gauntlet. Stuff like that. Oh, game over. But you get the gist of it. Yeah, I think this thing is pretty cool. You know, you're not going to get hours of excitement out of these things, but it's just cool that they're bringing them back, and you know, they're going to try and, you know, I think the price on them is going to be fairly good. The big question is going to be the licensing. You know, because that's another thing is, you know, some of these titles were great, but they were owned by various things. Like I remember something like Castlevania 2, for instance, which is owned by Konami, or, you know, licensed to Nintendo. So whether they're going to be able to bring back those classic ones and, you know, the Mega Man ones, or I think right now they got like the Transformers, they got the Little Mermaid, and like a few others. Anyways, yeah, this is the Tiger Gauntlet game. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Throw some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.